So my name is Doug Woodring. I'm based in Hong Kong. We have founded Ocean Recovery Alliance more than 15 years ago, based in California, but mainly Hong Kong. But we do global work, really on plastic pollution. And we've been working here in Cambodia for 7 years, 4 years in Lombok on the ground, working with villages and remote rural areas, not doing cleanups per se, but trying to bring awareness to the waters, pride to the outdoors, and all about reducing plastic pollution. So we have harvest plastic programs here in Lombok, clean family programs, which really drive and engage people to think about collecting all their plastic, no food waste, no contamination. Then it's easier to recycle, and it immediately avoids dumping and burning. And so the rationale for all that was when I first came here 10 years ago, and there's plastic in the trees when we go down the canal to the lake. It was like Christmas ornaments. And why is there Christmas ornament plastic in all these trees? It's because the water rises and falls 6 meters every season, and the water plastic comes out from the villages, gets stuck in all the bushes, which survived the floods, so they're underwater in the high water. But when the water goes down, it's something that all the tourists see, and people think, wow, it's not so clean on my way to the lake. And our dream was to be able to have people in boats, including the monks and the fishermen, picking it out with long bamboo poles, and that has pretty much been realized. And here we're at our 4th annual Inland Ocean Festival.
Lovely. The team at Smiling Creatives realised after coming to Kampong Kleang, when we went to Kampong Pluk, how well managed the waste was. So from your first time of visiting Kampong Pluk and the 3 years of development there, how has that been? How hard has that been to integrate this system?
Yeah, so we've always started, the waste management when we got here was pretty much nil. There's not enough resources in most villages of the world. The municipalities don't have funding, and people burn it in their front yard. 40% of the world's waste is actually burned in the front yard, which no one really knows about because it's often done at night and then it's gone. But that puts chemicals in the air, into the water, into the food system. But when you move people with a celebration, we called our events festivals, not cleanups. And we're celebrating the water, and we're getting everyone excited about learning about the water and the animals that they have here in the lake, the birds. And that plastic pollution is a problem for the tourism and the image. And after 2 or 3 years, they started to really realize that this is true. And if they do clean their front yard and their neighbor's yard, and they take care of their vicinity, they really can have a nice area. And just driving in here today to Kampong Kleang, I was incredibly impressed how clean it is. And it's because of this awareness building and our green ambassadors, who are the eco warriors, who are youth, college and high school age, who are going around to the different households and explaining them how to manage your plastic. All the other waste materials kind of have a place to go, and they're not as dangerous as plastic when it gets in the environment. So we really focus on plastic. Of course, we want people to reduce, but in the day and age we all live in around the world, plastic is with us. So we have to be adults about that and figure out how to capture it and manage it within our environments where we use it, not let it get in the water. And now we have 3 years, this is our 4th year, we can really see an explosion, or organic internal awakening. Even as the rest of the world have all kind of problems going on, Cambodia is almost one of the beauty spots where internally now people are understanding and realizing that this engaged treatment for the wildlife and the outdoors is really worth it. So Ocean Recovery Alliance, we do a lot of work around ocean protection, including sharks, overfishing, ecosystem, waterways, the blue economy, circular economy, but our expertise has really been in plastic. Every country has plastic pollution issues. We were the first to create a methodology for plastic footprinting. That's like carbon footprinting. Now that was 15 years ago, probably 10 years too early. But we've been involved with global policy, the plastic treaty discussions. So we work with brands, companies, schools, kids, products, packages, villages, art for awareness, and all of these things are different pieces of this big puzzle we have of plastic pollution. And sometimes they go off at different times, and sometimes they all start interlinking like we're having here at the Inland Ocean Festival, and it's exciting to see it here.
Was there a moment there was a giant negative impact, something you've seen that has motivated you to push Ocean Recovery Alliance and the work around plastic waste?
So I think the main thing that motivated us around plastic waste, I do a lot of water sports in the ocean, so people who use the ocean see these issues firsthand and faster. All athletes who train usually want clean air, clean water, clean roads to train and compete in. And when we didn't see a lot of people talking about it on a cross-border level, this is what they call a wicked problem. It is so many pieces to it to fix. It's complicated because plastic lasts a long time. So when you see a whole river section filled with plastic, when you see the trees have plastic dangling from it, when you see all the fishermen and propellers, every time you go into the water, they get their propellers caught with nets or plastic in it. They have to cut it off with a hacksaw. That was a sort of wow moment. Like, this lake has a unique issue because it goes down 6 meters. That means the water gets condensed, and therefore the plastic and the nets in it that got caught in the trees are much easier to get caught around a propeller. So what we're bringing awareness to now is really the lake's health, but the community's health and the livelihoods, because if you're on the boats cutting plastic off your propeller for 5 to 20 minutes a day, times all the people who live in the village, that's what we already calculated, 70 hours per day lost just from 4 villages in the area on average.
Perfect. And last question being a moment of hope. So from Hong Kong to Indonesia, anywhere you've done work internationally, where has been that biggest moment of hope, big changes that have taken place?
So we have a new theory or strategy program called jurisdictional upswell. So instead of just chasing plastic bottles, which most people do if they recycle, or trying to ban a straw, trying to ban a lid or a bag, we're saying let's do the whole community together and all of the plastic in the community, because it's all valuable. It just has to go to its right home. If you collect it without contamination, now it's easier to go to the right home. So the upswell is when the whole jurisdiction starts working at the same time, not just one type of material product. So when Kampong Kleang gets behind this, and when Kampong gets behind it, and in Indonesia, then the other villages start saying, we want to be part of the program too. And that's the infection, that's the positive infection we want, and the upswell, like a volcano, and that's how the jurisdictions start morphing into a bigger area. And then we start getting to the city. And so our strategy is now actually working. And to me, that's the most amazing thing. Now we just want to replicate to other parts in the country or other countries themselves.
Lastly, give me a promotional statement for the festival coming up on the 26th and 27th here at Kampong Kleang.
So this is our first time for the Inland Ocean Festival to be coming to Kampong Kleang. We're excited because now we have 2 villages along the lakeside. There's 180 in total. And we want to infect each village in a great way to be part of this festival, celebrating the lake, Cambodia's inland ocean. It's the biggest lake in Southeast Asia. We're going to have a play, our Angkor Ru play on recycling will be performed here in the evening. We've got a big parade walking around the perimeter in the eve and the early evening with 100 baby puppet lanterns, which look incredible at nighttime. We're going to have a short documentary and different talks and games and things for people to do. And the main thing is just to be here, be involved. We're going to have a bike ride, a fun ride at probably around 5 o'clock coming into the city, into the town before we do the walking parade. So there's a lot to see on the night of the 26th. 27th will be sports games in the water, and we did that yesterday in Kampong Pluk. Off the charts fun, and it's going to be happening here again. So start training for next year.
Lovely. Thank you, Doug, and thank you, Ocean Recovery Alliance.
Thank you. Here, did they walk up these steps?